we have to, because more people will come, how to accommodate them in certain areas where we will place the LED screens and all, everything as we have discussed so far. So it will be in the dot in the afternoon when the CM oath will be taken. So it will be like that. And we assemble people from different districts. Everyone is coming. We are expecting maybe 1.5 lakh people coming. So that is why it is very important to make the police also understand how they will manage this entire crowd, because last time...
So you are the in charge here, madam. So what are the special arrangements for, especially for Revanth Reddy Garu? And is there any other, Congress leader who's going to swear in as Deputy CM or any other post, cabinet post?
It is not the finalized. As soon as it will get finalized, we will let all the media know about it.
All right, let me bring in Abdul Bashir on this broadcast. Abdul, good evening. We know preparations, of course, are underway for the mega swearing-in ceremony tomorrow. But the question right now is whether it's just going to be Revanth Reddy being sworn in, or are we going to be seeing other leaders also taking oath? Any clarity on that? And also if the Gandhis will be attending?
Well, as this movement is concerned, there is no finalization. The AICC has not taken any final decision on, apart from Revanth Reddy, who is a designated chief minister, to swear in tomorrow at LB Stadium. Apart from him, anybody else is going to be sworn in as a deputy chief minister or the cabinet ministers. That decision has not been taken yet or announced yet by the AICC. But, what we know is that tomorrow at around between 1 p.m. to 1:06 p.m. it will be any minute where Revanth Reddy, designated chief minister, is going to swear in as the chief minister of the state of Telangana. We are right now outside LB Stadium, where you can see the banners have put up. The whole crossroad here outside LB Stadium has been decorated. Inside you have all the security officials who are taking care of the security measures. More than 1.5 lakh crowd is being expected. The capacity of this particular stadium is only 30,000. But what we see is that a large amount of gathering can be expected at this moment. So all the officials have taken measures as to what all arrangements have to be made. Tomorrow is the day when Revanth Reddy, the designated chief minister, is going to swear in. Apart from him, others will be swearing in or not is a big question, because AICC has not announced it yet. Decision, as we spoke to the in charge of the particular event, had stated that the decision on this has not been taken yet. So it is to be seen. But that is a big question.
Seems unlikely right now, because there's been no announcement made per se by the Congress High Command. But we'll see what really happens in the next few hours. 1 or 2 p.m. is when the swearing in will happen. And if you're wondering about the time, it's because it's considered to be auspicious. Most of these political leaders are extremely superstitious. So it's considered to be a good time, which is why at that second, that minute, you will see Revanth Reddy being sworn in as the Chief Minister of Telangana. Abdul Bashir, request you to stay on with me. There are a lot of questions about how Revanth Reddy, who not just, of course, steered Congress towards a win in Telangana, but ensured that he has now been named as the Chief Minister of the state by the Congress, how he pulled that off, considering that you had veteran, senior Congress leaders up against him, whether we talk about an Uttam Kumar Reddy or a Bhatti Vikram Arka. Let's take a look at what it's taken for Revanth Reddy to get where he is, whether in his political journey, considering that he was in the ABVP, he was in the TDP, the TRS, then in the Congress, and yet has managed to come this far, where tomorrow he'll be sworn in as the Chief Minister of Telangana.
He pulled off the best show for the Congress in Telangana and delivered the grand old party what he promised. Crowd puller and fiery orator Revanth Reddy, who's slated to be the Chief Minister of the youngest state of India, was years ago the last person who the Congress would have relied upon. His background did not fit the bill, he did not have support within the party, and yet, overcoming all challenges, he is today poised to become the King of Telangana. Revanth has had an interesting political trajectory. He started off in ABVP, was associated with the TDP and even enemy number one, BRS.
My younger day student days में मैं विद्यार्थी परिषद का एक्टिव मेंबर था. मैं ऑफिशियली हैव डिस्क्लोज्ड. आप लोग कोई क्या असदुद्दीन ओवैसी और किसी ने इसको ढूंढ के नहीं लाया. उसके बाद I have got elected as an independent ZPTC. I have got elected as a MLC independent in local bodies. TRS जो क्लेम कर रहा है तेलंगाना आंदोलन के लिए हम मदद किए, तब TRS था ना, उनके बी फॉर्म से चुनाव क्यों नहीं लड़ा मैं? अगर TRS के पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता में रहा तो 2006 I have got elected as an independent ZPTC. 2007 I have got as a MLC independent. तब TRS पार्टी था, KCR था ना, सेंट्रल मिनिस्टर, he was central minister.
And yet, he has prevailed. So much so that even the latest challenge that came from Congress veterans like Uttam Kumar Reddy and Bhatti Vikramarka has been brushed aside by the High Command. Reportedly, Uttam Kumar Reddy and Vikramarka, in their counter to the Revanth for Chief Minister chorus, highlighted that he is a relative newbie, having joined the Congress only in 2017 and that too from the enemy camp. The allegations of cash for vote also did not do him any favours. Adding to it, veterans like Vikramarka did not shy away from declaring that they are in the Chief Minister race.
Vikramarka, I appreciate your joining us, CLP leader there in Telangana. Am I talking to someone as you smile as a potential next Chief Minister of your state? Sir, am I talking to a future Chief Minister of the state? Can you hear me?
You are speaking to Bhatti Vikramarka, the present CLP leader. Yeah.
Yeah, so does that mean I'm also talking to a future Chief Minister if the Congress wins?
Yeah, if everything goes well and the party decides, yes.
But there is one overwhelming factor that worked for Revanth Reddy, his popularity. His speeches were a super hit.
దళితులకు ఇచ్చిన మాట మోసం చేసినావు. ఇయాల నన్ను పిచ్చి కుక్క అంటున్నావు. ఇయాల కేటీఆర్ ను చూడండి, వాడు పిచ్చి కుక్క కనిపించిన నల్లగా అరుస్తున్నాడు కొడుకు. వీధి కుక్కలాక తండ్రి, పిచ్చి కుక్కలాక కొడుకు తిరుగుతుర్రు. నన్ను కుక్క అంటవా సన్నాసి అని నేను అడగదలుచుకున్నా.
From an ABVP member to TRS leader to now Telangana Chief Minister from Congress, Revanth Reddy's political career is the stuff of legends. Bureau Report, India Today.
And I'd like to bring in on this broadcast our consulting editor Rajdeep Sardesai, also political analyst T.S. Sudhir, who's been with us and joining us on our broadcast on Telangana for the last many weeks, is also with us. Good evening to both of you. Rajdeep, if I can begin with you. There's a lot of talk about Revanth Reddy and what his term as Chief Minister will look like, because here's a man who has no administrative experience per se. He's never been a minister, and yet he's chosen as Chief Minister simply because of how popular he is. Then the question arises, can he actually prove he's gotten what it takes to govern a state?
Well, yes, Akshita, Revanth Reddy at 54 has been for the longest time an opposition leader over the last 20 years with the TDP and then with the Congress. So you could argue that he has no administrative experience. And that will be the big challenge. Can he make that transition from being the street fighter, where he's earned his reputation and his spurs, and the reason why he's become chief minister is because he had those street fighting, pugnacious abilities to take on K. Chandrasekhar Rao and family.
Yeah.
Running a state will be very different. So it's going to be a huge challenge, no doubt about it, for Revanth Reddy. But he's someone you don't underestimate. Remember, he lost his assembly constituency in 2018. People were writing him off, yet 6 months later, he bounces back, wins the MP election at a time when there seems to be a anti-Congress mood. And then in 2021, takes over as party chief. And guess what? A couple of years later is now the chief minister of Telangana. So he's not someone you would write off very easily. But yes, that will be his big challenge, to show that he can actually govern and not just be an opposition leader.
He'll have to prove himself, and this perhaps is his biggest test yet. The election was won, but now it will move into whether he's a good leader, a good chief minister or not. Let me bring in also T.S. Sudhir on this broadcast. Sudhir, good evening. How really did Revanth Reddy actually manage to convince the High Command to pick him over veteran senior Congress leaders who have loads of experience?
Well, that's precisely what the tug of war was over the past 24 to 48 hours. We were told that Revanth Reddy was promised the top job even in the run-up to the elections by none other than Rahul Gandhi himself. But then, of course, the seniors in the Congress party in Telangana also had to be convinced. Both Uttam Kumar Reddy and Bhatti Vikramarka threw their hat into the ring, tried to tell the Congress High Command that their performance was actually better in the elections. In Khammam, the Congress winning 9 out of the 10 seats. In Nalgonda, the Congress winning 11 out of the 12 seats. And in contrast, Revanth Reddy losing one of his 2 seats in Kamareddy. None of the seats in Malkajgiri Lok Sabha constituency were won by the Congress. So these were some of the points that were pointed out. Also the fact that the cash for vote scam is still there, the case is still pending, and that could become some kind of an embarrassment for Revanth Reddy and by extension the Congress government in Telangana. So those were some of the points that were put forth, but the Congress leadership believing that this is the time to make a transition, to hand over the reins of the government to a younger leadership in Revanth Reddy, and that's what really swung the entire case in Revanth Reddy's favor. One important point, Akshita, our story referred to him as the king of Telangana. Now, that's precisely what the Congress is trying to get away from. You would remember that during the campaign, they spoke about that they want to change the feudal setup that was prevailing under KCR and bring in a people's government. In fact, for tomorrow's swearing-in ceremony, Revanth Reddy has written out an open letter in which he has said that Praja Prabhutvam, that is the people's government, is actually going to be sworn in tomorrow, and therefore everyone should come and participate. So at least for the optics, at least on day one, they want to show that it's a people's government that is going to be sworn in on Thursday, and that's where is going to be the difference. That's how the difference is going to be from the earlier BRS government. You spoke about whether there will be just Revanth taking oath tomorrow, whether there will be more ministers. Well, I take a hint in what KC Venugopal said yesterday at the press conference in Delhi. He said it will not be a one-man show, it will be a team work and team show. So that's perhaps a hint that there could be some more ministers, some more leaders who could be sworn in as ministers. But at this point of time, we don't know. There are various numbers doing the rounds. 2 deputy chief ministers, maybe 5 senior leaders being sworn in, but no final word on it. But definitely, the fact that he's going to be sworn in at the same Lal Bahadur Stadium where Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy was sworn in 2004, it's almost like he wants to say that he's going to be continuing the legacy of the extremely popular YSR.
There are a lot of comparisons, of course, that people are drawing to their stories. You've said it's not Telangana King, so it's not Raja Revanth per se, but it's Revanth Anna. That's the picture, at least, that the Congress wants to project of Revanth Reddy. Rajdeep, coming to the question of accommodating the likes of Uttam Kumar Reddy and Bhatti Vikramarka, how really was the Congress going to go about it to ensure that, the veterans don't feel slighted, which is extremely important, and the Congress has messed that up previously in many other states?
Well, there has been much talk of how do you accommodate the seniors in the party, the former Telangana Congress President Uttam Reddy and Bhatti Vikramarka, a Dalit face, CLP leader. How do you accommodate both Mr. Vikramarka and Uttam Reddy? But I think what the Congress has decided is to try and perhaps have a deputy chief minister. Possibly Vikramarka will be deputy chief minister as a Dalit face. Uttam Reddy appears not too keen to work under Revanth Reddy from sources, but and has even been pushing the possibility of his wife's candidature as a minister. We'll have to see how that plays out. Remember, the Congress is not, all these Congress leaders or most of them who are entering government are doing so for the first time. So they will have to learn how to work with each other in government. And given the nature of the mandate, they really can't afford to squander it. They do not have an overwhelming majority, and they will be on test in the next few months and years.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But the Congress, as Rajdeep pointed out, will not want to mess this up, especially with just months to go for 2024. That's something that Revanth Reddy also will be eyeing. But just to take a look, essentially, of what really works in favor of Revanth and what really doesn't. We've done a detailed SWOT analysis of Revanth Reddy as Chief Minister of Telangana. What does he bring to the table? Strengths, of course, as we've been pointing out for the last 20 minutes here on India Today, that he's extremely popular among the masses. And he's seen now as a direct competitor to KCR. He's a strongman also because he has a support of MLAs. Reportedly, a majority of them have voted in favor of Revanth Reddy being named as the Chief Minister. But there are a handful of weaknesses that the Congress will be wary of. First is the cash for vote taint that continues to, in fact, bring him down. He's also seen as an outsider because he hasn't been really for a very long time with the Congress, only joining in 2017. There's also the fact that he originally, before this, was with the BRS, then the TRS, of course. So about his ties with KCR, it's been something that's been part of the political discourse in Telangana. And another point that I mentioned about not having any experience as a minister, seen as a relative newbie in that sense, and this was brought up by Uttam Kumar Reddy, by Bhati Vikram Arka. So no previous experience also as a minister could be something of a setback for Revanth Reddy. What about opportunities for him? Well, he's considered as a young political leader at 54. I know that doesn't seem to be very young, but in Indian politics, 54 means you have a long way to go. And with 2024 elections coming up, he could just steer Congress to a win, to getting maximum seats in Telangana in 2024, which will be a game changer really for the party in the state. What about threat? Corruption charge again and the pending investigation on that front. The second is also the fact that there are veteran Congress leaders who are vying for power posts, who could perhaps try to bully Revanth Reddy as well as he takes over as the Chief Minister. So he'll have to kind of balance that out as well. Let me take this across to Sudhir also for more on that. Sudhir, you know, the talk of the corruption case against Revanth Reddy, how big of a problem or a headache is that really for the Congress? Do you think they've thought of all possible, options or how that could play out in the months to come?
Well, an explanation was sought from Revanth on how he plans to kind of counter it in case some kind of a probe is ordered by the Supreme Court into it, because the case is also now before the Supreme Court. It was handled by the Anti-Corruption Bureau here in Telangana. Revanth's counter-argument always has been that it is KCR and KT Ramarao who have to answer, because they are the ones who actually poached on a number of Congress and Telugu Desam MLAs during their 9.5 years long tenure. And they are the ones who will have to answer questions, not just him in this particular case. So he's pretty confident about kind of managing this particular case. But you also spoke about the seniors having a lot of experience and the fact that they are seen as seniors while he's seen as only 6 years old in the Congress party. But I think the Congress has decided to make a fresh beginning as far as Telangana is concerned. Yes, the likes of Uttam Kumar Reddy or Bhatti Vikramarka or Komatiredi Venkat Reddy or Damodar Raj Narasimha, all of them have had ministerial experience in United Andhra Pradesh. So in that sense, the Congress will not be short of experience. But yes, the challenge is for them to kind of fulfill all the promises, the grandiose promises that they have made during the campaign, including the 6 guarantees, because they will be on test. Because if they slip on even one of them, they will be coming under attack from both the PRS and the BJP. The BRS has said that we will give them 6 months of time, the honeymoon period, and after that is when the real political attacks will really start. So Revanth Reddy has a bit of a breathing time, but in between will come the Lok Sabha elections. So in that sense, he will have to hit the ground running.
Very true. And he is going to be under a whole lot of scrutiny politically and otherwise as well. 2024, just a few months away, the elections. Rajdeep, how do you really see the Revanth Reddy factor playing out for the Congress? Can a regional face steer the Congress towards victory in Telangana in a national election?
Well, I think, yes, the first challenge for this government will be, can you build between December and May enough of political equity to ensure that the Congress has a strong performance in Telangana, where last time round they were behind even the BJP in the state in the Lok Sabha. They won just 3 seats, the BJP won 4. So for the Congress, the next few months is an opportunity to consolidate and try and build into 2024. Because remember, the BJP will come there playing the Modi card. The BRS is wounded, but K. Chandrasekhar Rao is another leader you cannot write off. So I think Revanth Reddy's first challenge in a way will be A, to show he can govern, which in the context of Telangana will be to ensure a lot of continuity on certain key projects, and then be able to do enough to convince people that the Congress is the party to elect in the Lok Sabha as well. So while the Congress celebrates another southern citadel, the fact is that the hard work has only really begun now for the party. They've made lots of promises. There are lots of guarantees out there, lots of expectations. Now they'll be tested to see whether they can fulfill them.
You know, as far as the guarantees are concerned, the Congress has said that in the very first cabinet meet, they'll ensure that that's made a reality. But let's see how it plays out. There's no doubt that Revanth Reddy and his term as Chief Minister is one that's going to be very, very closely watched and will have huge repercussions for the state of Telangana and for the Congress party in the 2024 elections. Thanks very much, Sudhir. Thanks very much, Rajdeep, for taking the time out and joining us here on India Today. 1 p.m. tomorrow is when that grand swearing-in ceremony will kick off. And, of course, you're going to be seeing lakhs of people coming together at the LB Stadium in Hyderabad. But meanwhile, there's also a controversy that's playing out over a comment that Revanth Reddy made. Now, there's this massive North versus South debate that's been sparked after DMK MP's cow urine comment in Parliament went viral. He made, Senthil Kumar, this is the DMK MP, made that disparaging reference to Hindi heartland states who voted for the BJP. Union Minister Anurag Thakur tore into the DMK MP and the India bloc, questioning the silence of the Gandhis on the issue. In the meanwhile, the BJP is also lashed out at Revanth Reddy over a comment that he's made, seemingly insulting KCR by saying Telangana DNA is better than Bihar DNA. Let's play out for you the entire political fight that's broken out on this.
The houses and the agricultural land will be taken off once
the North-South controversy refuses to die down. After political backlash over DMK MP Senthil Kumar's disparaging remarks about the Hindi heartland, Telangana Chief Minister designate Revanth Reddy's comments at a recent India Today roundtable before state elections have come back haunting.
तो आपका डीएनए क्या है? विद्यार्थी परिषद का डीएनए है, तेलुगु देशम का डीएनए है, कांग्रेस का तो डीएनए था नहीं, वो तो बाद में. आपका डीएनए क्या है?
तेलंगाना डीएनए. मेरा डीएनए तेलंगाना. केसीआर का डीएनए बिहार. He belongs to Bihar.
बिहार?
Yes. Kurmis. The caste, KCR caste belongs to Kurmi. They have migrated to Vijayanagaram to Telangana.
So the Velma caste is from the outside is what you're saying?
Kurmis.
Kurmis.
In Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, they are Kurmis. They have migrated to Vijayanagaram, Andhra. From there to here, they have worked with Nizam. That is how they came to Telangana. They are Kurmis in Bihar. Bihar DNA से तेलंगाना DNA बेहतर है. मेरा 10 जनरेशन को आप ढूंढो, हम तेलंगाना के हैं.
The BJP tweeted out the clip challenging Congress's allies in Bihar to respond to Reddy's DNA comments. The attack on Congress and the opposition India alliance has since escalated.
अपने आप को इकट्ठा दिखाने के लिए ना इनकी सोच एक साथ है. ये तो केवल जो जांच एजेंसियां हैं उनसे बचने के लिए एक मंच पर आए हैं और ये भारत में क्षेत्रवाद और जातिवाद का बीज बोने के लिए आए हैं. भारत के टुकड़े टुकड़े की सोच को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए आए हैं.
Reddy's old remarks, resurrected by the BJP on the eve of his taking oath as Telangana Chief Minister, have put the Bihar allies of Congress on the defensive.
आपको वैचारिक मतभेद हो सकता है, लेकिन ये देश सबका है. ऐसा नहीं कि तेलंगाना का अलग डीएनए है, बिहार का अलग डीएनए है, हिंदुस्तान का डीएनए है. इसलिए ऐसे सवाल जो समाज में विभाजनकारी नीतियां तय करते हैं, ऐसे पर रवैया जो भी उनका है बिल्कुल दुखद और ये पीड़ाजनक है.
The BJP accused Congress and its allies of divisive politics and insulting Sanatan Dharma, especially after Senthil's remarks in Parliament, for which he apologized later.
भारत सनातन की पहचान है. मजाक करना बंद करो, सनातन को खत्म करना बंद करो. राहुल गांधी स्टालिन टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग, नहीं तो खुद समाप्त हो जाओगे।
Pressure meanwhile mounted on the JDU and the RJD in Bihar over Reddy's DNA comments. The political storm over the North versus South debate intensifies after Congress takes another state down south after Karnataka. Bureau Report, India Today.
And tomorrow afternoon here on India Today, you can catch all the live updates of the mega swearing-in ceremony that's planned in Hyderabad. I'm slipping into a very short break. Coming up on the other side, we're getting a reality check of what Chennai looks like 2 days after Cyclone Michaung hit. There are a lot of claims that Chennai is bone dry hours after the cyclone. What you see on your screens is the reality of what parts of North and South Chennai look like right now.
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
The true viewership king stands tall. Absolute domination on results day. Viewership super smash.
The live concurrent data clearly shows India Today's lead is almost thrice. You could add up Times Now and Republic. Rajdeep, I think you can add all of them and they still won't come to India Today.
Since you have advertised this program as double engine, BJP ka double engine clear hai.
Decimates the competition. Viewers reward India's #1 channel. No fakery, no fixing, only facts. India's true #1 channel.
मोहब्बत की दुकान खोलने वाले राहुल जी अब दक्षिण भारत उत्तर भारत को आपस में लड़ाने की बात कर रहे हैं। जिस शंकराचार्य ने पूरे देश को, वो भी दक्षिण भारत के थे, उन्होंने एक किया, आज उस पर दबाव बना रहे हैं माफी मांगने के लिए। इसका मतलब ये है कि जब स्टालिन के लड़कों ने सनातन को समाप्त करने के लिए कहा था, तो ये इनकी सहमति थी।
देखिए, जो हमारे विरोधी है, जो पिछले दिनों जो इलेक्शन का रिजल्ट आया, उस रिजल्ट के बाद से ये लोग थोड़ा बौखलाए हुए हैं, क्योंकि रिजल्ट फ्रॉम नॉर्थ टू साउथ हर जगह में ये दिखाता है कि इंक्रीजिंग वोट बैंक ऑफ बीजेपी। हमेशा बीजेपी का वोट बैंक इसमें देखा गया कि इंक्रीज हो रहा है, बढ़ रहा है, इसलिए बौखला गए हैं। हम थोड़ी बोलते कि वो उनका तो जनाधार साउथ इंडिया के बाहर है ही नहीं, पार्टी तमिलनाडु के बाहर है नहीं, दिखता नहीं है।
देखिए, वो अपनी बात है। मैं इस बार गौ माता को हम सब अपने श्रद्धा करते हैं, इस बात से हमारे कोई लेना देना नहीं है। कोई इंडिविजुअल कोई सदन के अंदर कोई बात कहते हैं, इसमें हमें क्या लेना देना। हम गौ माता बोलते तो हैं।
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
The Congress party has gone into complete meltdown mode. Ever since they have lost the 3 state assembly elections, they have started not just blaming the EVMs, which they anyways do, but they accept the EVM results in Telangana. They have started blaming the Janta. The Congress party, after going into this meltdown mode, has come back into its original mode of dividing India. First, they divided India along religious lines. Then they abused Sanatana and Hindus. Then they played caste card to divide India against each other on caste lines. And now they are trying to divide India on the lines of North and South.
कल ये विषय उठाया था कि नकारात्मकता छोड़नी चाहिए ना विपक्ष को। जब वो कर्नाटका में जीते थे, हिमाचल में जीते थे, तब ईवीएम मशीन नहीं थे क्या? ये चुनाव आयोग पूरा निरीक्षण करके स्पष्ट अपना बात अपना वर्जन दे चुका है। कोई शिकायत चुनाव आयोग को कहें, ये तो नकारात्मकता का भाव है।
आज देश का आदिवासी समाज भी अब खुलकर अपनी बात रख रहा है। ये वो आदिवासी समाज है जो कांग्रेस की नीतियों की वजह से 7 दशक तक पीछे रहा, जिसे अवसर नहीं दिए गए। इनकी जनसंख्या आज 10 करोड़ के आसपास है। हमने गुजरात के चुनाव परिणामों में भी ये देखा है, जिस कांग्रेस ने आदिवासी समाज को कभी पूछा तक नहीं, उस आदिवासी समाज ने कांग्रेस का सफाया कर दिया। यही भावना आज हमने एमपी, छत्तीसगढ़ और राजस्थान में भी देखी है। इन राज्यों की आदिवासी अंचल की सीटों पर कांग्रेस का सुपड़ा साफ हो गया है।
Welcome back. It's been 2 days since Cyclone Michaung brought mayhem upon Chennaiites. And since then, it's been chaos for people residing particularly in parts of South Chennai. That's because lakes are overflowing, whether it's the Velicheri Lake or the Chembrabakam Lake, resulting in what you see right now on your screens of almost 6 feet water in some parts of Chennai. It's entered homes. People are struggling. They have nowhere to go and are begging for help because the water levels haven't come down even an inch. Here's a ground report filed by my colleagues Shilpa, Anaga and Shibi.
No drinking water, no running water. There are no boats available, only 2 or 3 boats in the entire locality.
2 days since Cyclone Michaung wreaked havoc in Chennai, and the city is yet to return to normal. Parts of Chennai are still completely marooned off, with water all around and not a patch of dry land in sight.
We are reporting
reporting from Velachery in Chennai. Due to the unprecedented rains that pounded the city, several pockets of Chennai are completely flooded. Now, South Chennai and North Chennai are amongst the worst affected areas, and Velachery, of course, comes under South Chennai. There are lakes, there's a marshland here, and because of that, this remains a very, very vulnerable area. Not just now, it has been a vulnerable area even when 2015 floods hit Tamil Nadu.
India Today's reporters waded through the water to get to the residents who've been struggling with no food, no water and no power. They've been unable to reach out to the outside world, stuck in their waterlogged homes. The water in these areas, largely from overflowing lakes, hasn't receded even an inch.
We are currently reporting from Velachery. This is one of the worst affected areas as far as the flood situation is concerned. And we are here, this is a residence, and we're just going to show you the extent of damage, the extent of water, the extent of flooding in this area. This is the ground floor of the house, and you can see how water has completely entered this house, the ground level of the house, and it's full of water. So all the furniture and all the other essential equipment, all of it is underwater.
We are here at Velachery, where you can see the main roads still suffering from waterlogging. Not just this road, all the roads leading to this particular area is filled with water, and that's a scene in a lot of regions of Chennai even now, though it's completely stopped raining for beyond 24 hours. But this one problem is still creating trouble for people, and also the power cut that is still existing in certain regions.
It's been more than 36 hours, but the water has still not receded in several parts of Chennai, especially the shop vendors who are very badly hit when it comes to Kolattur or Kodangal or Pallikaranai. They still continue to reel from the devastating effect of Cyclone Michaung. But one thing in common that all the shop vendors asked for was for some sort of relief or compensation by the government of Tamil Nadu.
Senior citizens, families with infants are struggling, unsure of whether they should leave everything behind and move out or stay put and hope the water levels come down. Many have chosen to move out using the NDRF's help, having run out of ration.
An elderly citizen being rescued at this point in time. This is what people of Velachery are going through. This is what people of South Chennai are going through at the moment. Is she unwell? Is that why?
She is keeping unwell. So, in fact, we've been crying since morning. So, finally, we got that NDRF board. So, we've been requesting police and other officials, but nobody helped us.
How difficult has it been for you?
Very.
And is your dog able to?
Yeah, he swims very well.
He swims very well. What is the situation in your house?
Well, we need water.
You're taking the dog to a safer location, and you're going to return back to your house.
Officials have been working round the clock to help stranded residents. But it's not just one part of Chennai. Almost every area close to a water body has over 5 to 6 feet of water, making it impossible for authorities to pump out the water. The only hope is that the water drains naturally. Until then, it's an absolute nightmare for countless Chennaiites.
We have been telling for last 3 to 4 days, Chennai City Police, more than 18,000 of our police personnel are on duty. So apart from this waterlogged area where we have to send boats and those who are trained in flood relief, they are being deployed. So there are various kind of operations which are being held throughout the city. So right now presently what you say is the rescue and relief to the people who are marooned and who are stranded.
Choppers have been pressed into service to provide aid to residents who are now living in their terrace with their entire house underwater. The ordeal of Chennaiites is unimaginable. 2 days since the cyclone hit, there has been no respite, with the situation only getting worse because of lakes breaching in several areas. With Shilpa Nair, Anaga Keshav and Shibimol KG in Chennai for India Today.
Truly horrifying images that are coming to the fore of what Chennaiites are currently dealing with. And again, there are comparisons with what happened in 2015. At that point, remember that there were essentially three systems that hit Chennai that led to those images that you see on your screens of water bodies breaching, often entering into homes. And this time around, from one weather system, this is the situation. Again, it's because lakes have overflown. Again, it's because of unplanned development of so many apartments, buildings being built on lake beds that the water has nowhere to flow to, which is why people are saying on social media that the water levels haven't reduced an inch. It's going to take at least 4 to 5 days for the water to completely drain out, and that's how long residents will have to continue to suffer. I want to take you through some more reports that have been filed by Shilpa, Shibi and Anaga.
India Today brought you reports from South Chennai to show you the kind of suffering that people are undergoing due to the flood situation, and now we report from North Chennai, and these are visuals of people being rescued from different parts of North Chennai using a tractor. I'm just going to speak to some of them here. Sir, what happened? How was the situation in your house?
Situation was not good. The power cutoff was around 2 days back. There is no power supply, there is no water supply. Where there is power supply, there is no water supply. And currently the situation inside North Town is very bad.
And where are you now going to?
We are going to my one more relative's house, that is in Silpur.
Are there more people in your...
Yeah, there are around more than 1,000 people inside still. Some of them are willing to go, some of them will stay.
And how difficult is it for all of them?
It is very difficult because there is no lift power, so due to there is no lift. So people from 11th floor, 12th floor have to come down and take all the medical supplies.
Thank you. So you can see the kind of situation that is unfolding. People are being rescued here using tractors, using lorries and other trucks. And even elderly citizens, you can see sitting on the back of the tractor. So this is what is the situation, because several residential areas in North Chennai too, their water has entered, and because of that, several people are stranded. Once again, there's very poor network here. There is no electricity, no water, and no food, basic essentials for many of them living here, and that is the reason why they've been, waiting for someone to come and rescue them, to leave to another place, to leave to a safer location, or at least give them some relief items so that they can make it through the next couple of days until water recedes in areas such as these. With video journalist Daniel, this is Shilpa Nair in Chennai for India Today. You can see the kind of difficulty they have to go through at this point in time. Sir, I'm just going to request you, I know it's a very difficult time, but can you tell us how long did it take for you to even get help? Because we can clearly see your mother is not in.
Right from yesterday evening, you've been trying. I will not definitely blame the government, because maybe they didn't they didn't have the access to this place. From today morning, we've been seeing a lot of boats coming in. So I just went to the NDRF group and then requested them for a stretcher pickup. Immediately they agreed and they gave a boat for us.
This is what is happening on ground. Elderly citizens, those who are vulnerable, those who are in need of medical help, children, infants, parents of infants, all of them are being rescued on boats. NDRF teams, disaster management teams, local fishermen, all of them joining hands to help Chennai in this need, in this hour of crisis. With video journalist Daniel, this is Shilpa Nair in Chennai for India Today.
And let's get you some of those images that really define what's playing out in Chennai, the widespread destruction and chaos to normal life. Drone footage here on your screens capturing the extent of inundation in parts of Chennai. This is from Velachery, where you can see vehicles completely submerged, people navigating through waist-deep waters. The Indian Air Force and Navy has stepped in for relief and rescue operations in Chennai. Officials were seen airlifting stranded people, particularly senior citizens and those in need of immediate medical help. Chennai's infrastructure has been severely impacted, with reports of waterlogged streets, power outages and internet services being completely disrupted. Rescue personnel on boats and tractors were seen helping people and get them out of their homes, which was filled with water. Water levels unfortunately haven't receded at all. In fact, officials are out there working round the clock to help people, as many of them have chosen to leave their residences. Now, the Arumbakam area of Chennai also remains waterlogged following heavy rainfall. And those are our reporters in action. They're getting you the latest ground reports from Chennai to let you, the viewer, know what the situation is on the ground. Let's hope and pray for the people of Chennai and hope that the water levels come down in the next few hours. That's all we have time for in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks very much for tuning in. And a quick reminder that in a few minutes is Mission 2024 with Preeti Chaudhary. She's going to be getting you all the latest on the CM suspense that's playing out in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh.
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
BJP may have won the Rajasthan battle royale, but the million-dollar question now is, kaun banega Mukhyamantri? The list of contenders is long. Two-time Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje Scindia will fancy her chances but was not named the Chief Minister face before the elections. She has the backing of over 20 MLAs but has been at odds with the state leadership. During her term as Chief Minister, she was accused of being inaccessible. Hailed as the Yogi of Rajasthan, Mahant Balaknath, the head of the Baba Mast Nath Mutt in Rohtak, is in the race for Chief Minister. Balaknath is an OBC leader with influence in the Alwar region. Selecting him will cater to the Hindutva vote bank. Late Maharani Gayatri Devi's granddaughter Diya Kumari is being groomed by the BJP. But will the High Command pick Diya Kumari for Chief Minister, ignoring other claimants? The BJP could also opt for Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. The Lok Sabha MP from Jodhpur had actively campaigned in Rajasthan. Shekhawat was involved in a public spat with former Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot over the Sanjeevani Credit Cooperative Society scam during the campaign. Union Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal, a former bureaucrat, is also among the contenders. Known to enjoy Prime Minister Narendra Modi's confidence, Meghwal is a three-time parliamentarian and the party's Dalit face in Rajasthan. CP Joshi, a two-time Lok Sabha member from Chittorgarh since 2014, who heads the BJP state unit, is seen as a dark horse for the post.